Hello everyone and welcome to the Edmonds Racing Preview Show. Trent's here flying the flag for the team because Toby's headed up the highway to Rockhampton and a big contingent of runners attacking the two-day Rocky Cup Carnival.
Yeah, I think I mentioned last week there's a big bonus on show for the leading trainer of the Carnival. I think it's 20,000. So we tried to stack the deck. We'll have 9 runners over the 2 days. Whether we're strong enough or not, you know, who knows, but the first day we've drawn well. Hopefully I'm not jinxing us now. Hopefully we can get a couple of results and get on the board pretty early.
And you've had those little test assignments, I guess, the trips to Rocky, which was for another purpose, I guess, in the recent weeks and months where you've obviously travelled north to get away from the wet track, so that some of these runners have had that bit of experience under their belt. Yeah,
getting away from the wet track, and we're going to be faced with a wet track up there over the weekend, but that is what it is. It's a good sort of couple of days racing for some nice prize money, and obviously you've got horses like the Vowels going up there, who has one up there. Winery was there on the same day, and a couple of others as well.
Divine Courage as well.
Divine Courage has been a disaster.
But they've had that experience.
They've had the experience going up the highway,
the big float trip,
and performing on the day, so they know the track. And now we just need a little bit of luck.
Yep. All right. Well, let's get into previews. Lots of runners. So let's get into the action. Divine Courage gets us underway. It's maiden handicap over the 1300, as we mentioned. Has already been to Rocky this prep when finished 4th, and then ran home nicely for 3rd here at the Gold Coast last start.
Yeah, still didn't have much luck. So this week we've stripped him bare, taken all the gear off him. Callow rides again. That's a 1300 metre maiden, by the way, race 1. Pretty sure, 99% sure he's going to come out of race 2, the 1200 2 and 3-year-old maiden at this stage. He's drawn beautifully in 1. Just as I think I've said, his last 3 starts now, needs to do everything right. He'll get a late load, be hopefully last in. No time to stuff around in the gates like he done again last start. Cost himself, even though he ended up with a good run, cost himself being closer in the run by missing the kick by 3 lengths, then had to hunt up, do work. Was there to probably win, but still, he had to make that 3 lengths up that he missed. Ended up in a good spot and just it probably told late. So up to the 1300, going back to Rocky, if taking the blinkers off him and letting him actually have a look in the gates works, he can certainly win. I note that the short price favourite's drawn right off the track, so that's advantageous to us, but our bloke just needs to do it. And he looks well, going well. As I said the other day, you'll know your fate in the first 100, 150 metres. If he begins with them, perfect, he can win.
Okay, well, there you go. So basically, in summary, what he showed you on the track, his last 2 runs haven't been reflective of that.
No, that's exactly right. And probably his whole preparation so far, to be fair, hasn't been a big reflection on how he should be performing. He's been very frustrating. He's been slow away his whole prep, so it's been annoying us. Hopefully we can get it right. Okay,
well, fingers crossed, and good luck to everyone involved with Divine Courage there. Cool and Ready lines up in a cutest 2-year-old and 3-year-old maiden handicap over the 1200, and second career start for the Tricolours racing team, and was 5th on debut at the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Got pretty far back out of his ground over the 1,000 metres there. Always looked like he was going to appreciate step up in journey. Wet track, largely unsure. I know that at his second trial on the wet track over here, he trialled beautifully, got out the back and hit the line hard under not a great deal of riding. So that was, I suppose, if you're taking trial form to race day, hopefully, yeah, he can handle it. Yet again, drawn well, good cutest prize money. We were umming and ahhing about a set of blinkers, but decided only second race start, don't want to put them on just yet. Let him learn a bit and hopefully can bounce, put himself just behind the speed, get clear at the right time. Good solid chance from a soft gate. He seems to have improved.
Okay, yeah, looking for improvement there. Good luck to the Tricolours team there with him. We then move over to Beyond Fate, who's 3rd up here, entered for a Rockhampton benchmark 65, but there's a few options for him also.
Yeah, he's got on the float, so he'll definitely run at Rocky. Blinkers applied. Very disappointed in his last run. Didn't touch the bridle. I thought he'd win at the Sunshine Coast that Friday night. Never touched the bridle. Unsure why. He's a pretty free-going, aggressive horse at home, and he couldn't get into the bit. About 3 or 4 days later, had a big abscess come out the side of his mouth. You know, when the antibiotics and anti-inflammatories wore off. So whether or not that's the reason why, not too sure, but that's been fixed, which is good. And as I said, he's nom for Saturday as well, the Class 1050. So blinkers on first time, whichever race we sort of target, I think he'll compete well. I think there'll be a big difference. And nice big track, Rockhampton. Hopefully the blinkers sharpen him right up, and he's into the bridle and wanting to be there. And if that's the case, then I don't see any reason as to why he can't run well in whatever race we go, whether it's Friday or Saturday. Looks sensational, going well. Work's always been to a good level, but that last start give me the scares a bit, because he just went too bad to be true. So want to see him do it. We've found a couple of good races for him.
But he's worth forgiving that.
I believe so.
Yeah,
he had that issue, half a golf ball coming out the side of his mouth.
Can't have helped.
And once we fix that, everything's been spot on. So
very good.
He'll present the winner in whatever race we run him in.
Okay, good luck to everyone involved there with Beyond Fate. There's 2 runners entered for the Class 6 handicap over the 1200, that being Grand Zoo and the Lioness. Spoke about the Lioness last week. Was headed towards Grafton. I think you made her your best bet, but unfortunately the races didn't happen there. And then Grand Zoo resumes here and wasn't far off Hard Empire in a recent trial.
Yeah, look, he's gone up there. He probably needs to do it. The Lioness has had 2 trips to Grafton, Sunday and then Tuesday. And obviously while we're on that, just want to send our thoughts and prayers to Leah Kilner, who had a very nasty fall there on Sunday. You know, you're a lovely girl and keep fighting, and hopefully you're better soon. But the Lioness, she's going to accept for Saturday as well in the Open 1050, and we'll just pick the eyes out of both races. I think she's come up favourite in the Class 6 1200, and probably rightfully so. She's a mare we've got a lot of time for, got a good record, and fairly lightly raced. So same kind of thing as Beyond Fate. Whichever way we go with her, you know, she'll be competitive. We've tried to keep her fresh enough for that 1050, and she hadn't needed to do much during the week anyway, having had 2 days of 7 hours on the float basically. So she's in sparkling form. I'm really looking forward to her first up.
Yep, very good. And Grand Zoo, you happy with that trial leading into this?
Yeah, he hasn't had a run for a while, so might be a little bit rusty. And whatever he does over the weekend, I'm sure he will improve on. He's been a very frustrating horse, has had any amount of ability, and race record is nowhere as it should be. I mean, he's been very testing for us. Oh.
Well, hopefully he kicks off his prep on the right note. Anyway, good luck to Mr. Vorton and connections there with Grand Zoo. The other runner on the Friday is Numbers Game, who's having first start for the stable and won a recent trial. Stable newcomer here.
Been super impressive. Trialled up beautifully. Work has been very solid. Probably nearly going to make him my best for the weekend.
Called it early.
Yeah. Pretty bullish about him. Like, for the greater races in Class 2, 1300 metre race, they don't work the way he's been working, and then go to the races and not perform. He's going good. Soft gate, gets a right run. You know, obviously it's first start for us, but what he's shown at home and his trial the other day was super, and I expect him to win.
Okay, well there you go, a bit of confidence there for the Archer Park team with Numbers Game. Let's move over to Doomben Saturday, and same scenario here with the Vows. Doomben, but also Rockhampton option. He won well at Rocky last start. How's he going, and which race are you leaning towards?
Look, I think at this stage we're probably going to go to Rockhampton. Small field, good cutest prize money. I understand that the 1350 and Saturday or Metro is good prize money as well, but whether or not he's just at that level yet, where he's taking on a lot more seasoned campaigners than he, horses that have had a number of starts and whatnot, and he's a veteran of 2 starts. I just think that Rocky race sets up pretty well for him. Small field, and there's probably only 2 or 3 chances, him being one of them. So, you know, we go there, I think can be competitive. Golan's got a smart one in there. I think all that pizzazz, so it'll present a short price favourite. But our guy will be right there. He's had experience on the track and he's improved since that win.
Okay, very good. Well, good luck to everyone involved there with him. And then Alpine Edge also had 2 options with him at Doomben, drawn well in both. You've elected to go for the cutest 3-year-old Colts and Geldings handicap over the 1350.
Yeah, took the blinkers off as well on Jimmy Byrne's advice. Thought he went too keen in them in the Healy the other day, and that dented his finish. Jim was of the opinion that he was just going to let rip and smack him, but sort of sat 3 wide line with a little bit of cover, pulled himself into the ground back in behind them. So took the blinkers off, going back to 3-year-old grade and 1350. Big concern is how wet the track is. That scares me a bit. So, I mean, he's got the class to do. He's got enough weight. Jaden's riding super, 1.5 kilo claim, gets in with 60.5, giving the rest of them a lot of weight, but he's earned it. You know, obviously a lot of positives, negative being the bog track. But if he presents in the order we know that he can, and produces the performance that we know he can, he should be just about nearly winning there, even with the big weight.
Yeah, well, he's the class performer, isn't he?
By far, yeah.
So hopefully he runs up to his best form, and good luck to the Lucky Clover team there with him. And then Uzmanov rounds out the program, was 3rd in the listed Lightning last start, and then this is obviously the Chief De Beers, another stakes race, and change of rider here with Jimmy Allman aboard.
Yeah, I think the pug, Ryan, sorry, I think he's gone to get his knees tidied up or something, having keyhole surgery. So Jimmy's riding, soft barrier, it's going to be a soft track. Don't think that worries him a great deal. And to be fair, this might be his last run, so I'd love to send him out a winner. He's been a bloody good horse to us, and he's drawn well to get every favour. Probably looking for the 1100. He didn't have much luck over the 1000 the other day in the Lightning. Got back in behind them, 3rd the fence, and couldn't find a way clear for a while. So didn't have a great deal of luck, but still run well. And as I said, I'd love to send him out a winner if it is to be his last run.
Okay, yeah, so that's obviously just based on, you know, I mean, he's had a number of starts and whether he's had enough of racing?
Well, basically that's through a couple of reasons. A bit of wear and tear on his legs, you know, and sort of how much more does a rising 7-year-old have to give. I think he's won 3 stakes races. He has won a fair bit of prize money. He's nearly 7, he's not going to get to Group 1 level. So I suppose it's just about knowing your horse and taking care of them. And as I said, if he could bow out a winner, then that would be good. It's not confirmed yet, but it's looking likely. So
it's just on the cards.
Yeah, it's on the cards. So we'll see how he goes. And looking forward to Jimmy riding one for us again. He's in smashing form, Jim. One of the state's leading jockeys now, and used to do a fair bit of riding for us a couple of years ago, and good to form the association again. I'm sure he'll do the right job. Yeah, well, Uzmanov's certainly been one of my favourites, so hopefully he can go out a winner if that is on the weekend. Well, let's touch on the other nominations across the weekend. We're recording this early because of the Rocky Friday meeting. Loka was 3rd on debut for the stable last start and is entered for a Class 3 handicap here over the 1500 for the Archer Park team. Geez, I hope he draws well. I think Rocky could be a fat weekend for the 2 Archer Park runners. I thought he raced good the other day, but he just come off the bridle really quick, which was surprising. He travelled beautiful, and then got to about the 500, and Robbie was adding up in for the rent. I thought, oh wow, he's going to drop out. He come again in the last 100, 150 metres and got going. He raced well, so stepping up in journey certainly suits. I just really hope he draws soft to give himself a nice run in transit, and should prove hard to beat. I like the look of that race for him. Okay, sounds like Archer Park with a couple of good contenders over the weekend. Okay, and then Waneri's entered for a Class 1 handicap over the 1050, and he finished 2nd at Rocky last start, and has had a month between runs since then. Yeah, I don't mind the month between runs for him, to be fair. I thought he raced pretty well at Rocky the other day. Just got beaten by a better one. Looks like a nice enough race for him, but he's starting to prove a little bit costly, so want to see him do it. He remains in good form at home, so hopefully just draws a nice soft barrier. Can present at the right time and be nice and strong late.
Okay, well, he's had the benefit of he's seen the track before, so
Yeah.
fingers crossed that pays off for him. We then move over to Beaudesert Saturday. Now, there's obviously been a lot of rain, so that's the heavy disclaimer. It's potentially going to be
Swimming races.
swimming. So let's just touch on the runners quickly. I guess you're approaching things like they are going to be, and you'll accept. So Smooth Moves entered for a Class 4 plate over the 1400 and drops back in grade here.
Yeah, he does. It's been a bit disappointing. His first up run was super, and then his next couple have been ordinary. He seems to be going well at home, but he's probably another one you just want to see win and see race well. He's been a bit frustrating, but look, he presents well enough to compete well. He just needs right run in transit. Probably needs good tempo on, to be fair. They go along muddling, and he doesn't get the right amount of speed in the race. He gets his head up and gets out of whack. So if they hook on a bit, he'll be really strong late. And he's had a failure on the heavy on Prime Minister's Cup Day here, but I'd forget that. He just was all out of sorts and didn't race that well, so hopefully can bounce back.
Okay, he's racing for the Archer Park team, who also have Amersfield. We spoke about that horse last week, resuming and likely to need the run. Didn't obviously get a run at Grafton.
No, if it's too wet as well, he won't go around. He's an absolute duffer on the wet, so forget about him and hopefully go somewhere next week.
Okay, and then No Retreat and Louisiana Star entered for a cutest 2-year-old handicap over the 1200, and No Retreat's obviously a last start winner at the Gold Coast at any old price, and
big
then
odds, yeah.
Louisiana Star second up and looking for improvement.
A couple of the staff had $1 each way on her last start too, which was good.
No Retreat,
yeah. Come in on the Monday and we backed the winner. I couldn't believe it. She's 70 to 1. I'll tell you what though, she has improved out of sight. The fitter she's got, the better she's got. She galloped on Wednesday morning to prep up for her weekend assignment, and she's going super. So continues to improve. And that I think I've mentioned before. She's a little gross filly. Has taken a power of work and a couple of runs and trials and whatnot. So I think Beaudesert profiles really well for her. It's just a matter if they go around. If they don't go around, she'll go to that. I think it's called the Springboard to Fame, Grafton, next week on the Thursday of the carnival, which probably fits well as well. 1100 metre race, and she's bobbed, so
makes sense.
You know, basically wherever we get a run, she'll race to her best. She's going absolutely super. Louisiana Star, she probably needs to step up a bit and improve. Beaudesert, probably not the right track to be trying to ride her a bit steady, but I think that's what we need to do. Just ride her a little bit more patient and let her hit the line, because she's been pretty disappointing. I thought the other day in the No Retreat race she had every chance and just sort of failed to flutter. So you know, it was a little bit disappointing and needs to show a bit of improvement. All
right, well they're the runners over the weekend.
Marathon.
Lots of runners to get through, so hopefully some good chances for everyone out there, viewers and owners. But let's zone in on a best bet.
I think I mentioned him previously. Numbers game Friday at Rockhampton. I think very good chance, about 10 to 1.
Okay, very good. Well, that's good odds, good chance, and good luck to everyone over the weekend.
Cheers, guys.